Welcome back. I'm Emily. This is Breezing Through, and I'm working on the tree house at my parents' house for my kids. If you haven't watched it already, go back and watch the video about me doing the DIY rock climbing wall, because today I'm doing the other half of that wall and putting in a climbing ladder. So let's get started. So this wall is on the right side of the tree house. This is a slat wall that the contractors built, and then I did the handholds for the rock climbing wall. And now on this other blank half, I'm going to be adding the handholds for a climbing ladder. There are 18 slats, and I'll show you in just a second, but spacing wise, it's best to go every other slat to put a handhold, and I'm going to show you the handholds that I got. For the ladder, I'm using these metal powder coated bars. They're 17 inches long each, so we're going to alternate blue and yellow, which is going to be really cute. I think it's going to be really good color wise next to the rock climbing wall. So when I was looking at how best to place these, it's clear that doing them like this is just too close. That is kind of the perfect spacing, especially for my almost 2-year-old. My 7-year-old can easily climb that space like that. I'm once again using my expandable ladder because it's the best setup against this wall. A regular ladder just doesn't work. These bars are really easy to hang because it's really just 4 screws. And one of the sets of bars actually came with screws that don't require pre-drilling, which made hanging that first half of the wall really easy. I am using a level to ensure that each bar is level on its own, and then also that it is level with both the bar above it and below it, so we get a straight line. I did find the best way to do this was to screw in one of the top screws on one side first. I always did it on the right side, and then use the level to adjust the bar to where it was level, and then screw in the rest of the screws. That way I wasn't re-drilling anything, and it was a lot faster that way. So once I got down to the bottom half of the wall and I ran out of those screws that didn't require pre-drilling, I started to need to use the screws that did require pre-drilling, and this added an extra step. Again, my expandable ladder made this so easy. I cannot praise this thing enough. I'll be doing an updated beginner DIY tools that I recommend, and this will be on that list. I will be interested to see how these metal bars hold up in the Tennessee heat. And then we had some extremely cold temperatures in the last month. I'm talking single digits, which is very, very uncommon for Southeast Tennessee. But because of how hot it gets here in the summers, I actually looked into using plastic bars instead of metal, but it turns out they don't really make plastic bars that are longer than about 11 inches. And I wanted ones that were long enough that they would actually hold the kids' feet and hands, because 11 inches is not very big. And the plastic ones that we did try and order were very flimsy. I did not see them as something I would allow my kids to stand on. So after ordering and then returning the plastic ones, ended up getting these metal ones instead. And I'm happier with these. I'm not sure how they're going to hold up in the Tennessee heat in the summer. I will report back on that. But for weight bearing, the metal was definitely the better option. And before you ask, both of my kids are in the 99th percentile for both height and weight. So weight bearing is definitely a concern. This is also a situation where having a power drill and an impact driver that are battery powered is super helpful, because I can easily switch between the two and I don't have to change anything out. All in all, it took me less than an hour to do this whole thing, even with the pre-drilling of the holes for the bottom half of the bars. It was really easy to do. Really happy I did it, because I feel like it completes the wall and it looks really good. And of course, once I was done, I had to test it out for myself before I let my kids on it. All right, it's done. It's awesome. I think this looks so cool. Gives the kids 2 different options. I'm very happy with this. There's so many other projects that I have going on for this treehouse that will happen throughout the year of 2025, so stay tuned for those. But the next step is actually to make a gate at the very top of this, so that the kids can exit onto the top of the treehouse, but they can't really come down. That makes sense? Especially my son, probably not the best idea for him at the moment. We don't want to leave that completely open. So the plan is to take this piece at the very top off. I'm going to cut it. I have all of the hinges. I'm going to add some more pieces to make it more stable, turn it into a gate so that they can open it inwards, but not outwards. And obviously, as they get older, we can change that up. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to see more videos like this. See you next time.